Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February 13th. And gentlemen, go get your gifts now because you got one day. If you forgot, the biggest, fakest day of the year is tomorrow. But good morning, Tom and Anthony. How are you boys?
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
What's going on in the world of West Penn financial loan officers? What do we got going on, Ant? Any crazy
Not much, man.
No?
Not much. Hey, I saw a clip yesterday. You know what they call single dads on Valentine's Day?
God. Get your hold on, Tom. Get your censor button ready. What, Ant?
Independence Day.
That's a good one.
I thought that was a good dad joke.
That is a good dad joke. Worth noting.
Well, on this wonderful, loving season, we're going to get into property taxes today. I think we're all aware, especially in Allegheny County. Now it seems like in Beaver County, maybe even Tom, you can talk about that a little bit. It seems like it's no one knows what's going on up there. But specifically in Allegheny County, the last couple years, if you bought a home, you've been getting what's called the newcomer tax. That's when, because you buy a home and it's public record that you bought that home, the school district has been coming in and saying, oh, your home is now worth what you just paid for it. Now we're going to up your taxes. But here's the problem, is those taxes haven't been reassessed in years, or they were reassessed at a much lower level. And now the buyer who bought a home, who were told taxes are X, are now being told, hey, a couple months after we move in, your monthly payment on your mortgage is going up because your property taxes just went up. It's ludicrous of what's going on in Allegheny County, at least the last couple years. I mean, Tom, talk about it from your own experience. During COVID, we were hearing about people getting reassessed after closing at 80, 90, 95% of that purchase price, which is just insanity.
Yeah. So me and my wife, Natalie, we purchased back in July 2020, right? Kind of the beginning of COVID. And we were hit with this tax. It came in about 6 months after, maybe 8 months after we purchased. And it actually went up 98% of our purchase was what the assessment went up to. Wow. And we were kind of in shock by the whole thing. We didn't really want to appeal, though, also because we did do some work and we didn't want anybody coming in our house and looking at that for those. But they did go up to 98% without us even filing any of our permits before that. Since we filed the permits, they've reassessed again, which is understandable. But that initial 98 really hit us hard.
I mean, I did a quick calculation here this morning. I own a home in Robinson Township. And if you bought a $300,000 property and it was assessed at 80% of the value, that's $240,000. That means your property taxes would be roughly $6,200 a year at 80%. Now, currently in 2024, this common level ratio has come down to 54.5. It was 63.5 or 64.5 last year. It was 80% during COVID. 90%.
I think it was 80. I think it was 81.
Yeah, something ridiculous. So anyhow, 80% is $6,200. If someone was able to appeal currently at 2024, and again, your appeals have to be in by April 1st. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. But that means your property taxes come down to about $4,200. That's $2,000 a year. And that's just because Allegheny County decided to lose their mind during COVID like everyone else. I don't really know, but a lot of homeowners were really getting the short end of the stick and
saving $200 a month for not doing anything either. That's kind of crazy.
A lot of money.
You definitely need to new home buyers that is the last 4 years, even real estate agents that sold homes to these people, do a little bit of research for your clients, see what's going on with that, and make some phone calls to them. I think there's all good that can come out of that.
If you own a home in Allegheny County, you can go on the county website You can see exactly what your home is currently assessed at. There are lawyers waiting to help you in this case, but you have to move quickly because you're only given a window up till April to appeal. And I don't know how many years they'll go back. You may not be able to go back all the years, but hey, if you can do anything to help yourself move forward, and I think we're all at West Penn Financial are yelling from the mountaintops, and every real estate brokerage we know are yelling from the mountaintops. So everyone that we can know that if you know of anyone that bought a home in Allegheny County, you need the appeal. And hopefully it seems like the math doesn't lie in all these cases. If you know the tricky part is going to be the current value and what the school districts and the municipalities come up with that. But again, you can get representation to help you to try to fight that. So I think, again, I feel like we're back in 1776 here. We're dumping the tea in Boston Harbor.
I feel, chiming in on that, there is, like Ryan was saying, there are people out there willing to help you right now to do this. Yes, they do charge a fee. However,
nothing's free in this world. Please don't ever think nothing's free. But
yeah, it's a minor fee. I think it's a percentage of what they actually save you in the first year is what they take as
in some cases that may be changing to a flat fee too.
Okay, yeah. But even so, it is very difficult for you to represent yourself. So go with the experts that know how to do this, that know how to fight these school districts and these other lawyers on their side, because they do it day in and day out. You trying to do it on your own, most likely you're just going to get frustrated and stop. So I know you have to give up money to these lawyers, but it's money that you could save that you're going to spend already.
I mean, yeah, and you're going to save it every year from here on out. It's not a 1 year savings. And I mean, we all know how crazy expensive everything is these days. So anything that you can be saving for, like you said, for really just fighting the municipalities and the school districts is absolutely worth it, because 80% to 54.5% is quite a big difference in the tax percentage, and everyone needs to be aware of that. So
no, and Dan Watson, a company lawyer, he was out to one of my offices last week in Moon, and he was talking about this. And I know that an agent in Moon made a ton of phone calls. I think not a ton, I think 6, and she got one listing out of it. But that took her, no more than an hour to call those people that she's already almost friends with, let them know that, hey, you could save money. And people love that. People love to save money. So I think this is a great touch point for everyone.
I mean, I keep saying it. The good and bad thing about Allegheny County is they do crazy things with the taxes. No one seems to know this common level ratio, even though it's now understanding what it is every year. But they have a great website system. You can see what the current assessed value is on every property. You can calculate the 3 millages that they use to calculate the property taxes. And if you're in the business, either mortgage or real estate side, you should be able to tell your buyer, just doing a quick math problem, of what the current property taxes are, because that is a huge deal. If the title company or the lender finds out that the taxes are thousands of dollars more than they're quoted at the beginning, that can throw a wrench in everything. Maybe it affects qualification. Maybe the buyer goes, I don't want this home anymore at this price. And a lot of times, tax collectors may not work every day. So it takes the title company a couple weeks to get information back. There's a big company in Allegheny County that's still, they work with Fred Flintstone, I believe, and only fax things. Like, it's kind of ridiculous with some of these companies and tax collectors, how slow in the processes that title companies and lawyers have to work through in the background just to get taxes. Like, literally, we're chiseling in stone here. But just home buyers don't realize that. They don't understand the process of getting the taxes. And that's why we have to be aware, and we have to be their eyes and ears. We have to let them know this is what they could go up to. This is what we have to do if they do go up to it. I don't think any of our jobs are done when the transaction ends. We should be working with those buyers throughout the history of owning that home to make sure that they're getting the best payment and the best interest rate if it was to refinance, or the best time to sell if purchase prices have jumped up in their area. Like there's always reasons to follow up, and
I think,
do it.
making people their forever buyer, forever client, that big push that there was last year, I think that is fantastic. I mean, that transaction should never be done, or your communication should never be done once they close on that first house. That's just the beginning. So
hey, whenever Warren Buffett comes after Tom now for you're trying to steal Taylor Swift songs the other day. Now Tom's mentioning Warren Buffett.
No, I didn't mention any companies. You just brought it up. I said
name dropping.
I just said a company push. Company push.
You guys are putting some big targets on the AM chatter. But
NMLS 1698329.
I have mine up there. Rick Shrum might come after you, Tom Lo. Anyhow, before we finish up, I think it was a great talk. I just want to let you know that I am clothed by the Burko collection today. I believe Anthony's in the LaPera collection. This West Penn gear is just top notch. So appreciate that, Tom. Nice hat.
Gotcha.
But great talk. If anyone has any questions regarding property taxes or how to calculate them, let us know. I think it's very important in Allegheny County that we get this information out to new homeowners and even buyers that purchased, from 2020 and on, that they're not paying way more in property taxes than they should.
Yeah, man. Dude, my brother appealed his taxes. His taxes went up almost double. So he appealed them, got them back down lower. So
how long did the process take him? Do you know?
It was probably about 6 months, 6 to 7 months from start to finish.
Yeah, ultimately appeal now, and then it should finish by the end of the year, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And then once you appeal them, it's the biggest thing is waiting for the county. Nothing's ever fast when it comes to something like that. But yeah, I mean, affordability was the biggest thing. Like Ryan was saying, like affordability is huge. So when these people buy these homes, they're already on a budget. They have a budget set that they want to pay, and that's it. Those taxes go up $200 a month in Robinson. I mean, that's a huge hit, every month. So it's definitely taking things out of the equation as far as, what you're buying for your home and family life and things like that. So doing the appeal is definitely a positive thing.
For sure. All right, boys. Great episode. I think I put episode 108. I don't know what episode number. We got so many.
It's 109. 109.
Dude, it's always odd on Tuesdays.
Wonder how many we've duplicated over the year and some months now, but whatever. All good. See you boys Friday.
See you guys.